other human beings, right? So should that also be, should the platform step in and take that music down too? Because if you're going to take down that, where do they draw the line?
Well, I mean, we're at a very interesting time in humanity.
We are.
Period. I think we're all struggling with
And that personality change.
humanity.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Period.
They don't know what she's talking about.
We can
They
talk
don't
about
care.
that project, or we can talk about all the drill records where niggas is literally committing crimes to make records, and record deals are signing them and getting life insurance policies on them from the time, knowing that they're about to die, either in the course of or before they get to make their next record. And
what the fuck? What the fuck? Can you imagine her and Legina having a conversation? Could you imagine them in a room together having a conversation with these random tidbits? What the fuck does that have to do with any... Oh, God. Yeah. She's confused herself. She's trying to figure out how they got on that subject. Oh, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost certain, Ampu, that there was a diaper in
you
the
got all kinds of crime, just random crime happening all over. I mean, like if you turn on YouTube and you just watch the national news on YouTube.
Now, it is the job of an interviewer to put a subject in such a position where they have the freedom to talk about the subject freely. And you just sit back and you kind of let them talk, and you may interject every once in a while to direct the conversation. They're not doing that. What the fuck is she talking about? They could have edited this whole part out.
I usually do that.
Yes.
Just to chart and see where is it popping off. And it's all simultaneous.
What is she
area
talking
here,
about?
The next thing you know, the next crime wave comes through here. It's almost simultaneous. So
what is she talking about?
Let's be honest about the shit that's influencing our environments. I got a bigger problem with fucking Grand Theft Auto, not so cool music.
Hey,
I got a much bigger problem.
You saying something? You saying something?
I do.
And
she ain't
I'm
saying
glad
nothing.
you touched on that,
Stop
because
doing
now you
that.
have artists creating servers and letting young children, get on these servers and live this gangster life through the game.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see it ever getting to this, but it's just,
why not? Everything
She don't know nothing about that.
Something good has the potential to become something very
She don't even know how to run her own YouTube channel, so she don't know nothing about that.
Transportation. The car was invented to cure what problem? Pollution. Horse shit.
Really?
Think about it.
This is becoming very Dick Gregory.
They're big animals.
This interview is becoming very Paul Mooney.
They shitting everywhere. And the more people you had traveling on horses, horse shit everywhere.
I'm going to do y'all a service and click through.
Invented something with this shit. Or so they thought.
It's interesting for...
It was just a different kind of shit. It's called pollution. I can't feel it.
What the fuck is going on here?
You know what I mean?
Oh, God,
like
let's go.
It's president. And I would have loved to have been there for that. That would have been fucking awesome. So, but anyway, his name is Fuentes. Something, I choose not to like remember divisive people's names unless I need to, but I believe his last name is Fuentes.
Oh, gosh.
But he's young. Choose and select everything that we do, So, not long after we did this interview, and then the Storm Monroe interviews, which was all infiltration. Tasha K, I'll say allegedly for y'all,
right?
So ain't nobody talking about no defamations.
Yeah, we gonna get it.
We don't want nobody talking about defamation.
She in
So
Africa.
allegedly, the gold shoe bitch,
That's not a read. That is not a read,
she
honey.
was hired to target me.
Wait a minute now.
And
Now, last we heard, Goomba was hired to marry her. Wasn't he hired by Rock Nation to marry her? But I can't remember why. I still don't know what the fucking assignment was. Like, I really don't. He was hired to marry her for what? And now it's Tasha K, who was hired to infiltrate what? Woman Crush Wednesday? Infiltrate what?
you know,
I'm
when
not
I
saying.
started the women's group WCW meeting,
Oh,
we opened up the Zoom room.
I
every
haven't
Wednesday
seen it,
for women to
y'all.
come.
I swear to God, I haven't watched this part. I was cleaning up the house. I wasn't even listening to this shit because you see what we just went through. Yeah, she was hired to infiltrate WCW.
And we were building it little by little, piece by piece.
I cannot.
I found out
It's the
it took
delusions
me
of
about a month and a
grandeur
half to
for
figure
me.
it out, but 3 of the women in the group all worked for Tasha K.
Oh, damn.
One of the women who had positioned herself to be my right-hand woman to help me build it, I mean, this bitch actually came to my house.
Yeah, Tasha K don't have a whole bunch of employees. She's had like 1 or 2 employees, really, honestly. But okay, go off.
I invited her to my house. So Tasha K had somebody in my fucking home amongst my family. It wasn't until after she came by, because we were having a barbecue that day, and just out of nowhere, even though she lived in Alabama, she just happened to be in Dallas for the weekend meeting her boyfriend, who she never saw again after that. And just happened to be not that far away. And I was wondering if we could get together and meet. Well, I'm having a barbecue at the house. Oh, I didn't know that, but bitch, I posted about it and said I was. I know your notifications is on. But it's cool. Come on.
She know all that, but she don't know nothing about going viral.
The family's
I spot
here.
a lie.
We just barbecuing, smoking, eating, spending time. Sure. I see you every Wednesday on Zoom. Come on. What, somebody tried to break into the house? What was it, honey? About a week after that, maybe a little less. And then somebody faking to be an insurance agent who had an appointment with someone in the house, even though they had the wrong name, asked for their credentials, didn't have any credentials. Then we had to call the police to document it, and yada yada yada, so on and so forth. When them essays was following me while I was walking the dog. That
The question is, what has Jaguar done? Yeah, nothing, nothing. She ain't done nothing. She's accomplished absolutely nothing. She's revolutionized nothing. She's built nothing. She's reformed nothing. She's brought about change to absolutely nothing. She's brought justice to nothing. Nothing. There's nothing this woman has done that would cause anyone to galvanize their forces to infiltrate anything that she's doing. Nothing. And She So Chill says, none of this happened, y'all. Because she said when they went to shooting in Harold's Chicken, that they was shooting her. Mm-mm. Nope. They was shooting because it was Harold's chicken. You was in the hood, baby. Ain't nobody thinking about you. The essays were following her while she was
That was
walking
the
her
day.
dog.
They was slow
Okay.
creeping up the street, and they didn't realize, they were so busy following me that they didn't realize that my husband was sitting in the car. He didn't have it turned on. He was sitting in the car and he was watching them. And then when I walked up, he turned the car on. He was like, "These motherfuckers have been following you up the street, slow creeping."
Did she see that or did Goomba tell her that? Because, they both a little out there. I'd like to check that. Can we get a follow up question? At least one from the host, from the interviewer. Can we get one follow up question? Just one.
The second that I did that, I turned around and looked at them, and these niggas start taking off. So I go jump into the car. We start following them. We got out to the main thoroughfare, and then that was that. They were gone, and I'm like, okay, we not safe.
Right.
Got it. So then we started figuring.
What? Talk about people who just create problems everywhere they go. Because there are people like that.
Figuring out, are we going to stay in the city or are we going to move around? And then we had a house guest around that time who we found out, family friend who had flown down from Philadelphia to spend some time, found out that he was informing on us, giving information to certain people about how we live, what we're doing, what's happening in the house, who we're talking to, if anybody's coming by. When we found that out.
In other words, somebody went back and told people they was living in a hotel and they were nasty, and that she was stealing her mama's social security money, and that they ain't got nothing in their name for real, and that they fight all the time, and that they smoking Bobby's fentanyl weed. Somebody went back to Philly and told it. Not to nobody who matters, to the family. Why y'all think Jaguar's family don't fuck with her?
That shit kind of fucked me up. Because this is somebody that I revered, you know what I mean, like an uncle. And then we had to put his ass on a plane, get him the fuck up out of here. And then we were like, you know what? Let's just shut down the house and let's figure out what we're going to
What does that mean? Let's just shut down the house. Does that mean move to another hotel?
do. And then right before we left town to head west, we went out to Arizona for a while with friends.
And that's when they were out here, and I saw them, and they looked a little disheveled. I saw her once. I feel like I saw them twice, but I know for sure that I saw them once walking King, and that's how I knew for sure it was them. Because she had been going live at the time, saying she was in Arizona, and I hadn't really been going out saying a whole lot about her. I had been asking questions in comments, you know, about Clive Davis. Like, I thought all this was about Clive Davis. Now we talking about other niggas. But I did see her, and I did not feel comfortable approaching her. She was in that gray sweatsuit, the same one she was in at the barber shop. Because y'all know she liked to wear her clothes all the time. And they just did not seem, their energies just didn't seem predictable. So I didn't choose to approach her and, introduce myself or anything like that. Because generally, if I saw somebody in public that I'd seen on YouTube or whatever all the time or whatever who had a little, Coca-Cola commercial back in the day, I would have been like, hey, shout out to you for, whatever you've done, blah, blah, blah. I hope life is good to you. But it just didn't feel like a safe situation, But, they were here fucking in the desert at South Mountain. Remember? Ugh. Let's not go back to that.
Yeah. And we needed
Doing
to
hobo shit.
spend some time with the people that were in my life to figure out, because there's been a lot of sifting through. I got 25, 30-year relationships, you know what I mean, with people in this industry, and I don't know who the fuck I can trust anymore. So we decided about right before we left, we had stopped up at Clyde Warren Park because we needed to walk the puppy. He was still a puppy. So I'm walking him around Clyde Warren Park because we're like, okay, we're going to get on the road. We're going to beat it through here. We'll be in New Mexico by,
What is she
by
talking
nightfall.
about?
So
Get to the
I'm
point.
walking the dog. I just gotten out the car. He was still in the car at the time. And car pulls up
This is when they were living in their car.
behind us.
Right.
To park. Now this is like 12:30 at night. So it's like, okay, maybe they're pulling aside too. Just
Why are you
like
walking your dog
we
at
are,
12:30 at
kinda.
night though?
But then it was like this.
Don't
They
be
were at the
suspicious.
top of the
Don't
block,
be
and then it
suspicious.
started inching down closer and closer and closer towards the car, little by little, like just creeping up. And husband says, "Get in the car."
Hey, Puppet Master.
And I'm like, "All right." So I pick up the dog.
You're
We
gonna
get
be in
the
the
car.
replay gang tonight, honey.
And then they start pulling up even.
Nice one.
I'm like, "Fuck it, let's
The
move."
kitty and the
You know what I
diaper.
mean? We had a burner in the car. But if it's gonna go down like this, nigga, we about to have some fucking fun.
What is she talking about?
So we take off from there.
Right.
Pull.
Water
They
Wicca.
follow us. And I'm like, are we paranoid? Are we too high? You know what? I'm like, fuck it. Let's figure out what it's really fucking hitting for.
Moon Eyes
So we pulling
said
up to the red
fentanyl
light.
got her hyphy.
I said, this one's going to change, and then this one's going to change not long after it. Don't stop. Run the fucking light. My husband takes off.
They are weird.
They follow us. First red light.
All the shit we've seen Jaguar endure and live through over the last few months, I think, just since January. Yeah, now we're at 5 months, 6 months. I don't know that any of us could have survived all of those things and not had an aneurysm. Think about the fact that apparently this is how they've been living. They've been running for their lives, like the whole damn time. I can only imagine Goomba, excuse me, he spends his spare time watching tank videos and army videos, and he dresses in nothing but army clothes. So he always talking about being at war. I can only imagine. First of all, we're not going to talk about sexual role play here because that's gross when it comes to these two. But I could only imagine that, the situations they've gotten themselves into where they thought somebody was after them or chasing them or anything like that. Because this is apparently how they live.
Light. The safety off.
They're ready to shoot somebody.
Yeah.
So, boom, we going.
They think somebody's following them.
I'm like, pull up to Fuel City. I want cameras and I want lights. If motherfuckers is going to see us busting shots, that shit's going to be documented. So, boom, we go. They following us.
Who?
Peel off.
They didn't call the police during any of this.
Turn the car around. We sitting there facing the
911,
street, waiting for somebody to drive the fuck up. One car takes off, skids off, gets back on 35. The other one rolls right down Riverfront and both speeding off. It wasn't one car; it was two cars.
Oh, it's two cars because at first
there was one that came to approach us. There was another one there.
There was another
ambush.
one there, just because they had planned this shit. They had rehearsed it before they got there.
I guarantee you.
I forgot to tell y'all about the second
that's when
car.
that other car would have came up.
What was I thinking? I forgot to tell you about the second car. This whole story. Ooh,
so we had luggage in the car. We were all packed up. Everything that we needed in the storage unit was in the storage unit. We headed west. We have friends out there, and we have friends out there that have anger problems just like me. So it worked. We were there until we weren't. And, it was kind of hard because you go viral, so it makes it a little bit harder to hide in plain sight. So, of course, no matter what state we popped up, it's Jaguar.
Right.
What's up, homie?
Had the Beatles, the Michael Jackson and them, New Edition, Jodeci, CC Peniston, Janet Jackson, Jaguar Wright. Who in the fuck is Jaguar? Where this woman came to Phoenix and didn't even have a meet and greet. Like nobody cared. She was in Chicago and got arrested at the airport. Not because so many fans were causing a disturbance. No. Because she picked a fight with Pawpaw. Where does she get this idea that she's that famous? Where does she go? And people are like, Jaguar. She went to the mayor's office and got arrested. I've never gotten arrested at the mayor's office. Ever. Ever. Okay, Jaguar.
But during that time, you while you were on the road, you were doing. I seen you doing a lot of interviews with Stormy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Actually, that was right before we left.
got you.
Storm happened before we left. When we had to leave was when we did the Tasha K interview.
Got you. Got you.
And Storm wasn't supposed to get what he got.
Right.
But I gave it to him.
Right.
See, Tasha wanted him to fluff me up. She was supposed to get the big interview. But I gave it to him. I knew what I was doing. Because I wanted to see what the fuck she was really all about. You've planted people in my life. You've planted people around me. Y'all doxed me.
Now she knew.
Then we went to Vegas. And that bitch Toxic Diamond, who also worked for Tasha.
I hope she mentions they got put out of Vegas. The hotel. Maybe she will. Let's see.
Okay. And all of this was leading up to surviving Jaguar Wright.
Not Beyonce.
We're doing an interview at a Las Vegas station. All of a sudden, Toxic Diamond just moved from Atlanta to Vegas. Lived on the strip.
People can't do that?
The night before we did the interview, somebody hit us with a message, hunting jaguars, all this demonic shit, the Illuminati's coming to get you, Clive Davis is coming to kill you, and you know, whatever. But it wasn't until we got sent another message from the same fucking account, from the hotel right across from ours, and the shit was facing our hotel window.
What?
I'm like, oh.
Oh, y'all playing.
They don't know what she's talking about. They hadn't been
We
paying no
ended up
attention
having
this
to
whole
leave
time.
early. We got a phone call.
Yeah, we watching this together.
A
This is my
trusted
first time
source.
seeing this bullshit.
We had to leave because somebody was coming up the service elevator for us in an hour. And I'm glad I still have friends
Exactly an hour, 60 minutes.
in Vegas. So then they allowed our luggage because we weren't allowed to take our luggage down. The bellman had to take it. Our luggage was rifled through and robbed from the.
What? You guys have stayed at hotels before? Yeah. Mhm. I always enjoy a good bellboy. I really do. But I've never stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, and they told me I wasn't allowed to carry my own luggage down. Mm-mm. No, I've never been told that. What? We're just making up shit. That's what we're doing tonight. Her luggage was rifled through. She stayed at a hotel. Now, mind you, she's not telling you they got put out of the hotel for fighting. That's the part she's not telling you. They got put out of the hotel for her and Goomba got into a fight with each other. on Bobby's fentanyl weed, and they got put out, which might be why their luggage was confiscated and searched before they left to make sure they wasn't stealing nothing. No plates, no forks, no napkins, no pillowcases, no towels, She's not telling the whole fucking story. And that's why we're going back and breaking this shit down right here. Because that was that same Las Vegas trip when they got put out of a hotel for fighting. So nobody in their right mind is gonna and no interviewer is gonna allow this story to pass without following up. And there are no follow-up questions like, wait a minute, slow down. What? That's a question. One of the smartest questions you could ever ask somebody when you're interviewing them is, what? That says so many things. Tell me more. Help me understand this. Make me believe this. This don't make no motherfucking sense. What? This nigga don't say shit though.
Time it came down from the suite to the car. They kept trying to keep us there. I had to press the issue to get my car, and I'm like, y'all motherfuckers is doing too much. If I want to check out early, I should be able to check out early. Oh, well, this is only happening because
she making up a whole goddamn story. She's saying they wouldn't let her get her car. They confiscated her luggage because she wanted to Y'all look back on the line. Look back at it. Look back at it. Look back on this motherfucking line. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I cannot believe
you're checking out, early. What do you mean because I'm checking out early? If I want to check out fucking early, I should be able to check out early.
Right.
She's lying.
You starting to make it sound like you're trying to keep me here.
She's not
Is there a reason why you're trying to keep me here?
We're talking about a hotel.
See, there's a moment when North Philly just kicks right in.
She's not telling the truth, and she's not telling the whole story, and it's pissing me off. Because she's not telling you this hotel is putting her out because her and her husband got in a fight. She's putting this whole different bullshit together, and she better not say the name of the hotel.
I'm sitting there talking to the valet guy. Ma'am, I don't know why it's taking so long to get your car. It usually doesn't take this long. And I looked at him and I said, I want you to understand something. You getting me my car right now is good for you.
She's saying that they were checking out early because they got a word that somebody was coming to the hotel up the service elevator in 60 minutes flat. And she decided to check out, and the hotel is holding her and her husband hostage. But she's communicating with the valet, not her husband. She's having this conversation with the valet, not her husband. Excuse me. And the hotel is trying to keep them there so that they can run into the person, Big Bob, who's coming up the elevator ready to go ahead and get him a body. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got all these stories in her head, y'all. We've heard over and over again the situation, that y'all said was on the TV show, goddamn, with the family Jimenez. Was it the Jimenez cartel who had unalived the child in the house? She said it was in, what city did she say that was in? I forget. But y'all said that was actually a plot down to the family name from, was it Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad? Listen, she be making up shit.
Because if they come, I'm going to grab your ass and hold you close. And you going to get touched right with me. Now go get my motherfucking car, bitch.
Yeah, because she said all that to somebody.
And you knew I wasn't playing.
She said all that to a person.
Oh, you don't want to get my car? When the motherfuckers come, you going to be my shield, baby. Kevlar.
I think they got arrested in Las Vegas, didn't they?
Got my car.
Right.
You were able to finally get to the luggage. He had to go and track the luggage down.
Didn't they get arrested?
to find the bellman that he went on break. So he came up to the room and took our shit to bring our shit downstairs to meet us in the lobby with the car. But while he took our shit, he went on break.
That doesn't even make sense. Right. It was clear.
I made enough noise.
And P. Diddy.
We did what we had to do. We got back in the desert.
So I gotta ask, when you speak your truth, does that make you not want to actually speak out and actually keep it as real as you kept it in these interviews?
There have been days where I thought to myself, maybe it's just too much trouble.
Oh.
And then I remember,
there you go, another one.
That's my fucking purpose. And that's their purpose. To make me as uncomfortable as possible.
Her purpose is
so
to gossip without any evidence. Okay.
That's the objective. Okay. So all I can do is make smart choices. And believe that everything that happens for a reason. Even if I lose my life, it was meant to be that way. Like I said, talking to y'all earlier about faith.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is, with everything she's saying, she's the one who's gotten incarcerated. She did this. She did a whole lot of pointing them fingers, and she's the one who ended up getting incarcerated, put in a mental hospital, incarcerated, indefinitely.
What do I really believe in? I believe that everything that happens within the will of God. Happy Shabbos.
I believe that
everything that happens within the will of God. That means everything that I've done, everything that that has happened, that's about to happen, is happening as it is supposed to.
Girl, shut up.
Yeah. Amen.
For me to argue with that.
Girl, shut up.
Is for me to argue with what I really believe in.
So I have to.
Yeah, that's that.
So you mentioned surviving Jaguar. So I know.
You want to know what's funny?
Yeah,
I'm mad because I've been surviving me too.
Girl.
Right.
All my life.
So the first question is, you have not watched it. Let's just.
No, I've seen clips, but I've never watched it.
Okay. So after our interview, you, Stormy, Tasha K,
why are you calling him
and
Stormy?
then this
Surviving
Jaguar is a trailer comes out for it. It's coming out.
Yeah.
Did you have wind of it that it was coming, that you knew was building? Because you had mentioned that there's a reason she has the numbers to the people that she got anyway. How does she get the X number? How does she get?
I gave it to her. I texted it to her. You're welcome, bitch.
Yeah, for what purpose? What purpose? What that was to say, okay, well, let me just give you other people that could tell my story, or
have you ever heard of the saying? It's an old Chinese proverb.
Oh God, here we go.
Beating the grass to find out where the snakes are. You know, sometimes in still grass, everything looks normal. But if you just stomp or you throw something down, you'll see.
She didn't answer the question.
Or even just the movement. You might not even see the snake, but you know that shit ain't moving by itself like that in that pattern.
She didn't answer the question.
And at that point in time, I was doing a lot of that. See, I know my ex-husband is a narcissist. I know he's a liar. I know he likes the attention.
Ma'am, narcissist, liar, likes the attention. I have not seen that in Samuel Odom. And I'm not an expert on any of it. I do struggle with narcissism myself. So I do know what it looks like. I fight against it on a daily basis and keep it in check. So I know exactly what it looks like. And I haven't seen Narcissist, liar, or likes the attention from Sam Odom. Y'all taking me in the
But I
chat.
was more interested in seeing what he had the balls to actually fucking say
He said everything, honey.
out in front. See, he lived off of me. He lived off of my fame. He made relationships off of me, off of my fame.
I mean, didn't Sam Odom work for Ralph Lauren when he met Jaguar Wright? Isn't he still working for Ralph Lauren today? I don't understand.
I know he missed it. That's why for a while I shut my shit down.
She probably harassed that poor man. God damn.
You love me? Let's see what you fucking love. I'm gonna take all of this shit the fuck away. You love me? Or did you love what I could do for you? I'll never forget the first time I went to my dad when I was contemplating divorce. And I said, you know, I know this shit ain't working. I know it's not right, Dad. I know he's the wrong one. But I feel bad because I made that commitment. I said forever. And I haven't been an angel.
Not even close.
And he keeps saying to me, he can't live life without me. I said, and it looks so real. It looks so genuine. Am I just that cold-hearted? You know what I mean? What am I missing? Because it's not adding up. My father looked at me. He said, baby, it's because he's not lying. He's telling the truth.
Listen for a minute, y'all. I'll be right back.
This life without you. That nigga's nothing without you.
Damn.
He said it ain't got nothing to do with loving you.
I gotta get a snack.
But
I need some
losing
Twizzlers.
access to that life, he ain't never gonna get a taste of that nowhere else. He means that. That's why it looks sincere and genuine.
I'll be right back.
Where you gonna get another you?
I gotta ask. There's one thing that he said that blew me away. He said
Sure.
when y'all were living in a, I guess y'all was living in the hood, you retiled the whole apartment to make it feel like a home. Is that real?
Well, see, there's a whole
Damn.
part of the story that he's leaving out. When I met him, I had a roommate, a guy roommate, and we were friends. He cared for me greatly. We tried dating. It didn't work, but we were great roommates and great friends. So when my ex-husband came into my life, you know, we were living off South Street, like living in Deep Ellum. And I had this boyfriend now that was over all the time. Next thing you know, he started bringing clothes over. He had his suits in the closet. And I'll never forget,
That's
we
the type
woke up
of-
one Sunday morning because me and Joe was there, my roommate. You know, we would turn on Marvin Gaye. He would go out, get the bagels. I would start making the eggs, and he would grab the lox. And like we had Sunday, and then sometimes friends would come over or whatever. So he went downstairs. He was like, Jay, where are the car keys? And I'm like, they're not where they always are.
Yeah, what the
He
fuck
said,
is she
I would
talking
think
about?
that someone stole my car, but my keys, where are the keys? And I'm like, I don't know. We shared everything. He shared his car with me. This nigga decided to get up and take the car.
Is she still talking about her ex-husband? Sam, that one.
You're a guest here. This is my roommate. We're friends. You just don't get up and take this nigga car.
Who is she talking about, y'all?
It's not my car. Yeah, I'm always in it.
Jack, that was a red flag, though. I would throw that.
But you can't just take this nigga car. There was lots of red flags.
Yeah, but that was red flag number one, right?
Lots of red flags.
Now, do y'all see, if you're listening, how she just told you about an actual instance of something that happened that told her who a person was, she had none of this for Tevin Campbell because she didn't know that man. And she had no truth to reveal about him except her own speculation. She wished she knew him.
But my shit was weird in that at that time because I wasn't quite sure whether or not I really wanted to be with this nigga.
You're 22, right?
Yeah, I was 22 at this time.
Yeah, we are.
No, see, you don't understand. I was kicking it with Common, and I was fucking with Little X on the side. And my ex-boyfriend had billboards all over Manhattan for Kenneth Cole Reaction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the light-skinned nigga with the blue-green eyes back in the day who used to do the backflips with the shoes. The Kenneth
ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, that was my nigga. So
at one time,
I
not
had
the time
all
she's
of this,
talking about right now.
this action, all this option, but he clung the tightest, and I really didn't want a celebrity relationship. And I knew that being in a relationship would make it possible
Name
for
a celebrity
me to work
who
with the
claimed
niggas that I wanted
Jaguar
to
Wright.
work with and always have an out to not have to fuck them. So he was a convenient option because he clung so tight. So after that, he came back with the car. Oh, I didn't think it would be a problem. I'm like, all right. I got to get him the fuck out of here. Because you're changing my friendship now. So I went and I found the first thing that I could find. It was a dump crap apartment, Volpe Apartments. Actually, it was the first apartment that he and I lived together. It was in the same building where M. Night Shyamalan, on the same block in South Philly, St. Albans Street, where
Nobody
Joe
knows.
Osment lived.
Nobody cares.
So I actually lived in one of those. Now, of course,
Good
it didn't
point.
look like that on the inside. It looked like what it looked like on the outside, and then they created a set. But I lived in that building.
Oh my God.
I was like, that's the only thing that makes doing this dope.
6 cents, right?
Yeah, the 6 cents. So we lived right there. The church that he ran to and did that was all right there around the corner. So and then all of the Roots crew, we all lived all up and down St. Albans. We all lived within like 2 or 3 blocks of each other. We all used the same realtor. And it was a fucking dump, but it was last minute and it was quick. And I had to get this nigga out of my friend's house. So yeah, it was a fucking dump. It looked like a whole crime scene. I got a cab, went to Home Depot, bought everything that I needed, stopped at the carpet place, told them I needed them to come there and recarpet immediately.
They're not listening to her.
And I turned a crime scene piece of shit into a decent 1-bedroom apartment. I laid.
The girl that got good head enough to make that happen, or is it?
Listen to me. This is how I feel. Whole shit is whole shit. Yeah. Music shit is music shit.
You know shit.
Worst thing that ever happened to females in music was that they started using whole shit to market music. Like they're supposed to be a fucking difference. So that's like going to a Catholic church and your priest ain't really.
When has sex never sold? Sex is always been that way.
Your priest. You know what I'm saying? Like he got you know what I mean, the holy most pimp poteness. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Rather than the instant thing, this nigga coming through burning sticks. You know what I mean? Like you mixing the wrong kinds of shit.
Now, I'm glad you touched on this because women hip hop right now is pretty much the hottest thing going. Like as far as period.
I mean, is it? How many records does Sweetie sell?
That's because niggas are hot.
That bitch got 80 million followers and she sold 2,000 fucking things.
I was gonna lean more towards Glorilla. And
I'm not very familiar with her.
Sweetie's not a hip hop artist.
She's very talented.
That's what I've been hearing. Yeah. But I'm still stuck on Rhapsody.
Right.
As you should.
Like I'm still waiting for Rhapsody to have her fucking blow up moment. Like big blow up.
It may not happen though.
Like I'm really not even trying to hear about another female rapper until Rhapsody get her fucking flowers.
Rhapsody's
Yeah,
not
not
sexy.
for real.
Can
We
we
need
just
that to happen
get over
Like
immediately.
we needed it to happen 3 years ago.
Rhapsody's not sexy.
Let's
That
just
may
keep
never
it all the way
happen.
100. All of the
keep it all the way
hottest female
100.
rappers are all ex-strippers.
Yeah, that seems to be the brand.
All ex-strippers.
Yeah. Well, they
And
build
let's
them.
keep it all the way 100. They don't write their rhymes, allegedly.
Nah, they don't build their bodies either. It just all come put together.
Boy, shut up.
Let's
It's a
just keep
package.
it. Let's keep it straight. This is playing make believe at its highest level.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, there's real MCs, female MCs that are writing their shit. Like I would even appreciate it if they would let the real talented female MCs and ghost write for these bitches.
Mm.
But the women ain't ghost writing they shit.
That's the
It's
man.
niggas.
It
Yeah, it's
doesn't
the
really
niggas.
matter.
Niggas is writing
just
these
music.
bitches shit.
Hey man.
And I was talking about this the other day on my live. All of these women are out here buying into all of the shit that all of these bitches is saying that's being written by a dude. This is a dude's perspective on how a woman should be taught.
This woman just named to you all the motherfuckers she fucked in the industry at the same time. She can't say that about Glorilla or nobody else she don't know about. It didn't work for her. She did the whole shit and it didn't work for her. She did the family sacrifice thing. It didn't work for her. She did everything everyone else did. It's working for Glorilla.
Talking, and then the other women listen to her and be like, "Ooh, that's how she talking.
It worked for Jennifer Hudson.
That's how I'm talking, girl. Yeah, girl.
Hold up.
Oh, fuck with it. You know what I mean?
Could you not do that? Cause that's not no. Ugh. Could you not do that? Ugh. Don't do that again.
Like we all over here, but meanwhile, all of these words came from a man.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's powering who? I don't call that empowerment. I call that impimpment.
Impimpment.
This coming from a pimp who was charging people $500 to speak to Angela Owusu. This coming from a woman who made her son, forced him to sit on camera and recount an involuntary sexual activity he participated in, while she garnered YouTube viewer dollars. And she want to talk about a pimp.
New
Wait, this coming from a woman who is a former pimp. So she says, and tried to sell her musty diaper dumper cooter on camera to a man for some Jamaican beef patties.
word, Urban Dictionary. Write it down. Cosign.
You ain't empowering shit. This nigga is spitting old fucking pimp shit and juicing it up and putting a bitch word here, there. You spitting it out on his behalf. Like for real, when you look at it, these ghostwriters is pimps and the artists are they bottom bitches.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
The ghostwriters are the pimps and the artists are the bottom bitches. I'm going to tell you why that doesn't make any sense. Because the ghostwriters are the ones doing the work, making the song. Honey, you know how the game works. That's backwards. But I digress.
Yeah, it just moved to the rap, I guess, because you paint a very interesting picture there.
I mean, seriously.
Ooh.
So you
Whoever's
get
spitting the game, whoever's writing the game
right.
is running the game.
That's a fact. It's a fact.
That's not
Party.
true.
Be one
Period.
Of them. Be one of them.
And they all strippers.
Yeah.
And all of
Wait, she said whoever's writing the game is running the game, and they're all strippers. But she said the writers were all men, and the artists were the strippers. So who's writing the game? I'm confused. Are they all on Bobby's Fitting all week? I think she's just talking
Kim
shit.
are still just trying to be Little Kim,
That's a fact. Hey, so I got a question.
who was a figment of Biggie Smalls' imagination, blown to life.
Yeah. So as a woman, right, coming up, like I remember you said, don't do it as an artist. But what do you think this is gonna do for the future female rap artists going down the line? Like how NWA now is like more and more gangster
What happened to those pillows? They disappeared.
now. What do you think this level of rap is gonna do for going forward?
Why are we having a conversation with, oh, what if things could change? That's not rap. That's vocals. So why are we consulting a singer about hip hop?
I don't know,
Of course you don't, baby.
but I pray to God something drastic happens.
That's right, Ampu. You
Because-
running the game, baby.
Let's just be honest. Hip hop and females, and it's kind of embarrassing right now.
But she was a hoe and she wasn't even in hip hop. What she's mad to find out is that these are business women. Whether they were strippers or not, they're business women who have catapulted their business to another business. And she ain't done shit.
And I think the whole Saweetie thing, I think that sums it up best.
What whole Saweetie thing?
You got 80 million followers and not even 1% was interested in buying.
How many people bought Jaguar Wright's albums that she put, she made available through a Dropbox link? Where you Cash App her, and then in the Cash App comment, you give her your email address, and then she email you the box drop link. Nobody. No Robert. No way. No how. Not today.
No shit.
Does that say something more about the music or the person, do you feel?
No,
Or it's the
it's
industry?
just the game.
Ah,
It's just the game.
If you
got
are
how
not
many
looking-
followers she got?
If
yeah,
you're
but
not
we
looking
can
at
check
the comments right
we
now,
can check right now.
Let's do the math.
need to
Let's
look
see
at
if the
the
we can
math
check
is
right
math.
now
hold on.
as we're live and live.
Let's see if the math is math.
They did run through her.
13 million.
She has 13 million followers. 10% of 13 million is what? 1.3 million.
She
Yeah.
said 80 million.
1% of 1.3 million is what? 130,000.
130.
She sold 2,000. So you in the next, wait a minute. So she got 1%. 1% is 130,000.
Is she trying?
Yeah. So it's like,
So she almost in the, like she negative.
yeah, she like 1/10%. Yeah.
That's
So back in the
no, she got a blue check.
yeah, she got a blue check. Okay, back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I feel like y'all sold more records.
Is she drunk?
Why do you think the decline of the music is like they're superstars, but they're only selling 30, 40,000?
Because nobody gives a fuck about the music.
Ah,
I'm
That's
sorry.
why.
yeah.
I gotta get past this
Her
boomer
story,
conversation.
so he can get off the registry.
I sound like St. Hudson.
Imagine the fucking balls. Listen to me. I know you got raped up and cut, baby, but this is what I need you to do for me.
Forget
You know
the
that shit
trauma.
was mad long ago. Look, I'm about to get you this. Afraid that I was going to ask for chain custody.
Oh, Lord. More about
So-
Sam.
The fuck?
Yeah, so
What happened?
No. What kind of fucking sick ass motherfucker call yourself a parent do you gotta be to know that your child who suffers and struggles from dealing with pressure and anxiety and all of this shit, he's been suicidal twice. He's had to be he's been more testifying.
Oh, God.
And told my ex-husband that I was in Talib's room and then he flew out and all that shit. I think the best part about that whole story is that Night and Day turned it into a cartoon. That shit. I'm glad it happened just for that. Because that shit is funny. I said point blank, and I
I
said
haven't seen any
anything
of their
you can do,
cartoons.
I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Yes, you can. No, you can't. Yes, you can. No, you can't, bitch.
Eat that piece of fruit, please. Can y'all just give her a break so she can go smoke some weed or re-up or whatever? Listen, she's so chill. I stopped listening too.
Bye. I'll be back Tuesday. My mom will take the kids if you want to go out and fuck this bitch or something. We good. But
This
the food is in
interview-
there. Everything is,
The end of this
So
interview
yeah,
did not need
didn't
to be
nobody
3
make
hours
no
long.
fucking money.
Mm.
Technically.
Now, I want to.
They have a horrible editor. This
Very
video did not need to be
valuable.
3 hours
Am I
long.
wrong? Does anybody disagree with me?
No, that's facts.
So then what the fuck happened to the commission? What happened to that album?
Right.
It was recorded. It was being mixed and mastered upon Biggie's death. It was supposed to have came out.
I don't know what she's talking
Maybe
about.
he feels a little differently about some of the choices that he made in his younger years. Maybe that's
You know,
why
she's
he's
so
able to talk about
crazy.
his mom being sacrificed. So funny, people are so quick to label that as, see, I told you he's sick. I told you he's crazy. But then I went back and did a little research about her plastic surgeon. Because, she died from the effects of plastic surgery. Did anybody bother to check this motherfucker out? His record was terrible. He had a bunch of motherfucking for the spirit world.
She must be talking about animal
And they
content.
would chase away evil spirits to keep them out of the sarcophaguses and stuff
This
like
interview
that.
is
I've always
useless.
believed motherfuckers with cats.
Oh,
sometimes.
okay, yeah.
Oh God, she just went from subject to subject.
They saw her body. She didn't just
God,
die in a
yeah.
tub. Like,
This
she
might
was
be
beat
shorter
up.
than I thought.
And
She's talking about Whitney.
Brandy was the one that found her.
Mm-hmm.
But they pledge allegiance to
Yeah.
Clive too.
Jeez.
Well, Ray J was kind of down on his luck because the whole bullshit had happened, and then Whitney was dead.
Ray J was down on his luck because the whole bullshit had happened. What bullshit? Ray J ain't been down on his luck for a very, very long time. There was no whole bullshit that happened. What bullshit? She just say shit. This is one of them kind of people you want to listen to when they get old.
And he was
They
using
just
her,
talk.
as he's said himself, for clout, and then all of a sudden he got Love and Hip Hop LA after Whitney died. And then they inappropriately put
Ray J has had connections with television for a very long time. Hey, Trevor. Good morning in the UK. I hope it's lovely. Happy Sunday to you. He's been popping for a long time. He got Love and Hip Hop after Whitney died. Yes, many years, many years after Whitney died. I mean, excuse me, if I remember correctly, Whitney Houston died around 2000. Was it 11? He got Love and Hip Hop. Not even when did Ray J get Love and Hip Hop LA? It must have been like 5 or 6 years after that. She's just making shit up. And you're right, Miss Naders. Star Child. Sorry, not all female rappers currently are strippers. And so what if they were? At least they parlayed that into something. She ain't done shit with her existence.
her stupid ass goddaughter on there.
2012, right?
I just thought it was all
Thank
kind
you,
of
Amber.
cheesy.
Very much.
Yeah, so no, I probably won't be watching the movie just because I know
She's a
whose
hater.
money the proceeds are going to.
She's a
and
hater.
Fuck him.
Mm.
Fuck you royally, and fuck you for inventing Diddy.
She's a hater.
Ugh.
Fuck you for that. Fuck you for letting that out of control whack ass fucking whoremonger and sodomite just run rampant all over this goddamn fucking business. Fuck you for that. Like Andre was different. Andre had class. Andre had some integrity. But no, you go to get the little Chucky doll. That fucker. I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it.
Because it didn't work out for you.
Because Albie Shore just came out of his coma, and I've
She
been
is
talking
an
to Al
actress,
and
Lord, a bad one.
we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive. Text.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh God, girl, you need some
When you think
lithium.
about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people.
She just went into something totally
Andre
different.
Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant.
Mhm.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead.
Heavy D died of a heart attack because he was fat. I don't think Diddy had anything to do. Can we not do that? Heavy D literally told me, let's not do that.
Dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was
Interesting.
found dead, face down, and he heart
Oh,
attack.
I got
Andre
you.
Harrell,
She could have
heart
finished the
attack.
the last live, so she just kind of segued into a whole new story, so she could stay relevant in the conversation. Oh my God, Miss Naders, are you going to 7-Eleven? I got some Twizzlers. They almost gone now. Y'all know the movie
Kim
Twizzlers
died
be
from
hitting.
pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books.
Mhm.
Andre was writing a book right before he died.
Well, how do you know that?
Heavy D was
Where's the evidence of that? Where's the manuscript? Where's the ghostwriter? Where's the dictation? Where are the notes? And Pooh, you tickle me. Not a
working on a
gigolo.
book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died.
Did Jaguar have conversations with these people? Where did she gather this information from? I'm gonna need a interviewer to say what? What? Just one. I mean, it ain't shit. Who was she working with? How do you know this? What evidence do you have to support what you're saying? And you don't even have to ask so directly, host.
Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a
I'll be sure is working on the documentary of his life. That's not a tell-all book.
coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning. So gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, you know,
Yep.
it's too many coincidences.
She about ready for another
Too
fix.
many. You
Fuck
She's
you,
so chill.
honeycomb.
oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog too.
Mm.
And congratulations, Young Miami.
I hope y'all saw that.
Run as fast as Cassie did.
I hope y'all saw that change.
Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about
She spent way too
what's
much
going
time
on.
on other people's lives. Way too much
Is-
time, rather.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
She was
basically.
getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this.
She stuff that we all have heard about in gossip. She doesn't know any of this to be absolutely true because of her own account. I mean,
Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the fuck is going on that 250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like, fuck the fact that he, I'm just saying, fuck the fact that he cut from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K, who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month?
Mm.
What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's got to be some dark shit.
Mm.
Like, people are not understanding that girl quit 250K. 4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now she was 2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
Mm.
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like,
right, Shaniqua.
well, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
A lot of
That's
women
how
are
he
like
operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm speaking honestly about that motherfucker that I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up ass motherfucker.
I'm sure your ex-husband
As
does
much as I
too.
can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
I would never want that.
Exactly.
But their father is the fucking devil.
Only
He the
because it didn't
fucking
work out.
devil.
Only because it didn't work out for her.
Now,
Only because
I have
it
to
didn't
say,
work out for her.
you have now
If it worked out for her, she wouldn't be
your
saying
own
that.
platform, Jack.
Yes, I do.
Philadelphia
Philadelphia TV Network.
TV Network. We'll be able to subscribe, see it on Roku.
Somebody say a little
Let's
boosty.
clap that up. Philadelphia.
Where is Philadelphia? What's going on over there?
So, like, are you mixing the Philly with the Dallas? What does Philadelphia mean? What does that mean?
I knew when I came down here, I wanted to start a production company, but my whole goal for coming down here was to bring something to this city. I think the city is highly overlooked when
Highly.
it comes to music.
She said her whole goal in coming to Dallas was to bring something to the city because it's highly overlooked in music. But she's bringing a website from which she's streaming live content that isn't music. Okay.
And it's not all the industry's fault. The people that work in this marketplace haven't done enough for this marketplace. They haven't. And I said, you know what? Sometimes things get stale, I have a whole post on my Instagram when I was still Lyft driving when I first moved down here. Best thing I ever did because I got to learn the whole fucking Metroplex. Seriously. And I got to scout out. I always worked the concerts. Like, I learned this city. Like, I can't believe
$45 million in her trust fund Yeah. Okay.
I don't believe in living in a city and you don't know every inch of it. Like when I took my husband home, we walked a lot because I walked my city. I knew every inch of my city. That's how you keep your pulse to what the people need. So when you go into that booth, you're making the music for them. Hardest part about Dallas is Dallas really doesn't
If you're only making music for your city,
have an identity.
girl, she
Great
changed
music
subjects.
here,
I'm what it is
but
from
as a
my. I've
community,
been able to
no
transition.
identity. You have the that come from here, that made a name from here. If Dallas moved like Houston moves, it'd be a whole nother fucking level. 32 Grammy Award winners in this area. And most people don't even know it. And the people here are just,
And that's
they're
relevant
so
because
comfortable with accepting what they're given.
oh, she's bad
You
talking
know?
Dallas, Lord.
I take my pushing and greens and cold bread and all morning. I mean, it's a real chitlin circuit down here.
No, she did not.
Meanwhile, there's all these fucking corporations, and none of these people are corporately sponsored. Who's corporately sponsored down here? Shouldn't Erykah Badu have a corporate sponsorship down here?
Does she need one?
Shouldn't Kirk Franklin?
Erykah Badu and Kirk Franklin have their own corporations. I'm just saying. Badu pussy.
Some kind of
Get you
sponsorship
some.
deal other than playing at MegaFest for TD Jakes? Like, there's not enough synergy. There's all of this industry and not enough synergy. And yeah.
Please hold that thought. Why do you think TD Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
Because they homies. They all fucking each other. Come on now, dude.
Do you remember when Bernie
You're
Mac
asking
played
her
the
to tell
Minister
lies.
on Friday?
Yes.
That's how I feel about TD Jakes. Like, that's how I see. Oh, Miss Parker, come to pray.
She's not going to answer the question.
But for him to be at a Diddy party, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that as I feel about when Tyler Perry came to his church and laid hands on him and he caught the Holy Spirit from Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is the bishop of what?
Tyler Perry gave him
I've
$1
never-
million
like-
donation. That's why he got the Holy Spirit.
And I cut a check for $100. And I'm gonna lay my hands on your bishop. And he said, and then the bitch said, it's on the fucking internet. He's doing all of this, right? And then there's a woman on the dais screaming, push the baby out, birth that baby, push the. I'm like, are we a church? Or is this about to turn into like a whole nother scene, like a lost scene from Eyes Wide?
I think it was her son's ashes that she took out of his travel urn, and she put them all over her face. And Solar did too. And she went to strangers and walked up to them and threw her son's ashes on the strangers. But we're going to talk about strange religious rituals.
I shut. Like, this shit is looking a little weird. I mean, if Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons: money or sex. That's all that happens at Diddy parties: money and sex.
We're going to talk about them eyebrows one day.
I hope it was for money.
Charitable contribution.
I hope it was for money, because arguing about who's going to put the strap on is, that can be a very uncomfortable situation.
Why does a man have to wear a strap on? He got a dick. I mean, that's a conversation I enjoy having, but not with another man. Maybe she's just coming down from that high.
You know, we're going to pray on it. Praise the Lord. You know, we gonna
Amen.
pray.
That doesn't make any sense.
But no, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dallas needing an influx of Jaguar Wright, the Philadelphia network. What's all
Dallas
wait?
is my future. Philadelphia is my history. That's why it's Philadelphia.
Bridge the gap.
I thought that she said it was Philadelphia because she was from Philadelphia, and Gerald Johnson, her husband, who is still her husband, is from Dallas. That's literally what they said. Their logo is an eagle and a star because of the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, this was just 5 months ago. She was lying.
Are you looking to go beyond censorship? Because it seems like the powers that be would love to close you down, shut you up. I don't want to call it blackballing, but
no, I've been blackballed twice. We can call it what it is.
Let's call it what it is. Goddamn black.
It's funny. Every time they blackball me, people start talking about me even more. It's the same things happening with Kanye. It's awesome. The only thing these pussies force me to do is to create a space where they're not welcome.
Now, last time.
And notice that she never went on her own platform and said anything about Diddy, Fidel Castro, Donna Washington, Dionne Warwick, Bette Midler, Clive Davis, Whitney Houston, Mary Tyler Moore, Johnny Carson, Jay-Z, Beyonce, P. Diddy, Carrie Hilson, Mary J. Blige, Jill Scott, Aretha Franklin, Erykah Badu. She ain't on her platform and say nothing about none of them motherfuckers. Not one episode of anything on her platform on Philadelphia TV network ever focused on any of those people. She never even mentioned their names. She's full of shit.
You endorsed a few artists.
Yeah, I did.
So now can we get the updated list of Jaguar's top 5?
I mean,
Or you ain't got to be 5. I mean, whoever you think is dope that we slept on, because actually,
Javon Angel.
Javon Angel, okay.
I got a feeling.
She about to name a whole bunch of niggas we ain't never heard of before. Okay, go ahead.
I got that feeling about that kid. And he's my partner in Philadelphia. And I'm looking forward to being his partner.
Who?
And to being his auntie.
Where? Oh.
Of course, I'm going to say Rakim Al-Jabbar because that's just that.
Wait a minute. Wait, she got another nephew we didn't know nothing about. Goddamn. She always got some family we don't know nothing about.
It's always going to be that. K-Riz in Canada. Man. And it's just, who? Oh yeah, well, yeah, Jaguar French.
Oh wait, you got like a coalition? We got the Jaguar coalition.
His name is Jaguar French.
Okay.
I don't like to bring it up because I don't want it to sound like there's some kind of favoritism.
Right.
When somebody came to me,
there's clearly favoritism.
I'm just saying because somebody came to me and
it's okay.
Jaguar French, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? My name is Jaguar.
Right.
I don't know who that is.
Right.
But then we met. And I'm about to start writing with him. And there are a couple female artists.
I'm about to.
Hardcore development. Something special, especially Kerryon Johnson. Something else. Really something else. That's my baby girl. I love her to death. I mean, the truth is what I'm hoping to do with Philadelphia is put cameras on what it's like to watch real art in real time. And
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't she say she wanted Philadelphia to be made up of only people with mental illnesses? I'm sorry. I am breathing. Dropping out. I promise. Uh, she said, all my bottle. Oh, there we go. Didn't she say that she wanted Philadelphia to be made up of people with only mental illnesses, and she wanted it to be a situation where she mentored young content creators to teach them how to make money off of their lives, their daily lives. God, woman, if you don't nail down a passion, she
starting with the
about done. No,
Philadelphia Jam
we'll be out of
sessions,
here in a little bit,
which will
y'all.
be happening once a month, every month. And then some of them
Mama always told me to be careful who I love. And my and daddy always said make sure he's right.
are going to be international.
That's all I have to say about that.
So
Oh Lord, now we're gonna be
there's going to
international.
be,
Lord.
just that, all of that craziness. And it's just,
Girl,
I
ain't
want to
no
be a
telling what
safe
it is.
space. I want to be a space for these artists to come and take a chance on themselves without oversight, without censorship,
Without
and it's
oversight.
all subscriber based. So we know that the people that are there because they want to be,
Right.
not because it was free to download.
Mm. And that's what's up. And like for those, who are unaware, like you said, bringing the real music back. I love live shows.
I'm looking something up,
the
y'all.
good music.
All on my channel. All my concerts done virtually on my channel.
Gotcha. And this is going to be on the website, Philadelphia.com.
It's all going to be there. The first virtual concert that we filmed on the first, will be up and available next week. It's almost out of edit.
But if you want to come pop out, if real life want to come pop out and get
I'm
a
dropping
little
it,
bit
T.
of little footage, where can we
Well,
come
I
pop?
mean, if you guys want to bring some cameras down to
Somebody said I
Houston on
sing
New
better than
Year's Eve,
Regina.
you're
Oh, that's
welcome to,
sweet.
because that's my next gig.
Hey, turn up.
New Year's in
Right.
Houston. I'm gonna be in Sugarland. I'd love for y'all to come down. We need to have fun. We haven't had
Y'all think she gonna be at Sugarland in Houston
thing that we got here,
for New
but
Year?
it's been very confined. We need to take this thing, now that I'm not afraid of, getting shot all the time. I think it's a great time to try that out.
My man right here has he has.
Yes.
I keep my stick on me, so we're gonna be good to go.
Okay.
Keep my stick on me.
I'm saying Hudson, you made it
Everywhere in
home.
Texas,
Good.
we ain't playing none of that. All corners of Texas, I got that stick.
Boy, shut up.
I'm trying to be a safer place.
You the safest. You know what I've heard.
She was supposed to be a
live
safer
by
place
this.
for Regina, wasn't she?
Stay
Caused nothing but
dangerous.
chaos.
Because
There you go, team. I just dropped the
you can
link.
be safe, but it's better to stay dangerous. Because that means when you're dangerous, they stay out your way.
Don't you think it would be a great idea to be a little bit of both?
Hey, man, say, I would love that.
I've grown a healthy respect for fear.
Amen.
In my older age, I was very fearless when I was younger. But what I realized is fear isn't a coward's move. It's just someone who's actually thinking about what's going to happen next. Mm-hmm. That's what fear does for me. It makes me stop. It makes me think about what I'm going to do next. When I was younger, I had serious anger issues. I didn't.
Younger.
Right.
When she was younger.
Shit just happened.
Amen.
Shit happened and I had reactions, and that was my whole life. And now I feel the need to not be so quick to react. Sometimes not be so quick to respond.
I mean, do y'all know what she's in jail for? Because we haven't really discussed it in detail on this channel, like for real, but y'all do realize she's in jail for charges connected with obstruction of justice, and threatening, intimidating a witness. Reading. No, I didn't see that reading with Angela and the governess. I have to check that out. I did not see that. It's very interesting. It's hard to do a reading with somebody who's not honest. Really, honestly, to be honest with you, because when you do a spiritual reading, you're literally reading off of the energy that the person you're reading gives you. So you're at their disposal as to the information that you have. Spirit is not going to tell you somebody else's business without their permission. It's just the way it works. Um, so I'm interested to know how that was. Y'all said it was good. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Yeah, and for not appearing in court and jumping bail. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. I'm interested to see that. I'll definitely check that out. That sounds like a good way to end a Sunday evening. Whew, Lord.
Speak when it's necessary. Say what needs to be said. Do what needs to be done. And
That's
be
good, Nigel.
conscientious, because the truth
That's
is,
really good.
with the kind
Somebody got to hold that little girl
of anger
accountable.
issues and
Shit.
PTSD issues that me and my husband deal with, just from the lives that we lived, him from combat, me from surviving North Philly, just, which is about the same, because we used to joke all the time in North Philly. Soldiers would go to Iraq and come back home and then be dead in 3 days.
Wow.
Like, motherfucker could survive the fucking the desert, but couldn't survive North Philly, And look at the news; it's a lot worse than it was when I was growing up, and that's interesting. But I
Hey,
just
T,
learned to.
where you at? I heard you, but I don't see you.
I don't have
Come back.
You know what I mean?
Get in the car. Wasn't this the same woman that put a gun up to her husband and told him she didn't need him no more? I mean, like within the last 5 months? I mean, we heard the calls, the phone calls to the mayor's office, the phone call to the crisis, the veterans place. We heard the phone calls to the police station. We saw how she behaved at the police station and the mayor's office. Like, we saw how she behaved with children. What's changed? Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not you talking about Jackie as in Jaguar? St. Hudson, I can't stand her singing voice. Like, people be like, "Oh, she can sing," and I'm like, "No, she can't." What in the fuck are you talking about? She's got moments when you can tell she's worked on something and it sounds really good, or it was made for her voice. But like, overall, if we're talking about Jaguar, no, she's not a great vocalist.
or even for the things that I think, like
She doesn't have much control over
I'm a
her
warrior.
vibrato.
Definitely are.
I'm, and when you take a warrior and you set them down, what was that shit that Stone showed us? Stone Mecca. Shout out to Stone Mecca, by the way. Oh yeah, when Wile E. Coyote, it was on Family Guy, right? There was this episode when Wile E. Coyote finally got the Roadrunner. Did you guys see that? You saw what happened to him after, right?
He killed himself.
No, he didn't kill himself. He went through all kinds of depression and stuff like that, and then at the end, he turned his life over to Jesus.
Us to a point of elevation where we are.
What's in that water?
We all do.
Ooh, movie theater butter.
I gotta be careful because people might say I'm smoking crack. They can. They can say that because anybody who knows me knows that I've never done it. More importantly, can you imagine what the fuck I would be like if I smoked crack? Yeah, and your camera would be missing. And your camera would be missing by the end of the interview.
She gonna steal from me anyway. Don't worry about that.
I lived in a crack house selling crack. There's no way I'd ever smoke that shit.
Shout out to the 80s She lived in a crack house selling crack. Girl, how many lives have you lived? You were a pimp. You lived in a crack house and sold crack.
It's a good deterrent. It's a good deterrent.
Listen to me. Eight bolt locks on the door and a sawed off with the crackheads. Okay, is it Christmas? Okay, it's Christmas. That means the product. And then you hear them sitting there scratching on the door, pacing back and forth, waiting for us to open up the store. Yeah, it was a real great idea to live in the drug house. I think we watched fucking New Jack City too many times.
Who is we?
Yeah, we're not.
We're gonna have you.
Yeah, her ex-husband, Samuel Odom, has worked for the same company this entire time. And he's the one. Beauty queen.
The power that you wield. I appreciate it because,
Power?
as a black woman, y'all are so. Trevor Noah said today, he said, "I just want to thank black women because for what they have imputed in my life." He said there was always a black woman that gave me strength. For you to come on here, just made it stronger in a way.
Imputed? That's not a word.
We couldn't have imagined. You put us in places and
I don't
people
think Trevor
in
Noah
faces
said
of
that.
people like who thought we were weenie, and you was like, nah, this is the caliber of individual that comes and sits in front of these lights. So you have forever changed this.
I was proud of the
Y'all
Cuban
Oh, thank you. Shout out, Rook.
that shit.
Yeah. And us being here, like I said, we had our mamas calling us, our aunties, like we had them watching it. So it actually expanded our audience as far as the demographics that watch our platform. And man.
And vice versa.
What?
We did that for each other.
Now you said you're proud of Mark Cuban. Are you proud of the?
They're happy because she did an interview with them that brought views to their channel. She has not actually done anything, said anything impactful. She has not imputed anything. The standards are way too low. Way too low.
Charleston White's interviews that we've done. Only reason I asked it because when what you did on our platform, it seems like Charleston White a year or two later came right back around and just figured out this Jaguar formula for some reason, just be
It's working
non-apologetic.
for him.
Yeah, it's working.
He'd be fucking dangerous if he actually knew some shit.
Now, I said if he had your industry knowledge,
Yeah, like if he knew some shit, he'd be fucking dangerous as fuck.
shit.
You know what would be interesting? Me and him having a conversation.
Ooh, okay. Hey, right? Hey, you just
That
spoke
would
it
be
into
interesting.
goddamn existence. That's that. Hey,
Because
it's-
people keep coming to me. What do you think about Charleston
Oh, there
White?
you go.
What do you think about Charleston? I was like, I don't know him.
we gonna get y'all.
But they actually have her on video begging him to talk with him, trying to know him prior to this interview.
Very acquainted.
And then I find out that y'all were the catalyst behind that. And then I'm like, oh, I'm so proud.
I know, right?
Like,
Did another one.
Hold on, I know what it is.
Move, Isaac.
I have to ask before we get out because I don't want to forget it. Your earrings just remind me of black excellence, and
Are you
I just
there?
need your take on it because
Yeah, I'm
emancipation
here.
comes out in 1
Now,
hour.
that's weird. Hold on, let me get this
It came
right.
out December 9th, which is today's the 9th, right?
Such a
Was it
fucking
sound
below
bad?
the belt.
No, but
No,
I just
it's
got
It's
no.
the only below the belt
It's a little
question that you
staticky.
ask
Yeah,
because you already know
Okay,
what's
give me a moment.
happening. Right. We
So-
did fuck Will Smith.
No, wait.
He can kiss my ass.
Wait.
He should have never slapped Chris. I'm not watching the movie.
Damn it.
It's not happening.
You don't understand. Do you understand why he slapped Chris?
There we
Did you
go.
see in that moment from probably what he was dealing with
They just
What was
got
he dealing with?
Shit, I don't know.
What the fuck was he dealing with?
Something made him slap his
No,
brother. Man.
something didn't make him snap anything. He laughed at that badass joke that Chris said, like every fucking body else. And then Jada looked at him, and it was like the Manchurian Candidate.
Not the Manchurian. Not the Manchurian. God damn.
Oh, them poor army pants. Them poor army pants.
That's what the fuck happened.
Why did my legs?
I thought there's a legion of women who said, "I'm glad for Will fighting for his woman."
Yeah, because they still want to believe that sham of a fucking marriage is real.
I mean, Miss Natus.
Well, there you go.
She be dangerous. She be missing
He ain't
shit.
never gonna be Tupac, and she
be
proved it when
dangerous if
she
she
fucked
learned how to
August
read.
Alsina.
Ooh, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're both bisexual. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house fucking screaming.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. I just got an offering for some snacks. Is that okay? Thank you. Didn't she say, thank you, I love you. Didn't she say that she was with a 21-year-old little girl making music? She said, I made beats with the boyfriend and I made music with the girl. Remember? She's talking about being bisexual, doing weird shit. Okay.
To get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bashir Gray.
How about now?
Left that house fucking screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Oh my God, y'all in this couch. Yeah,
hey man.
And that was they kid.
How you doing?
They should have had allegedly flying up after every sentence she said on here.
Oh my God, girl. But she hoping somebody sue her.
Yeah, girl,
like she
wanna.
I feel
she
like
the
she's
one.
gonna make her relevant.
Mm-hmm. That's Jaguar Luther King.
This should have been called allegedly by Jaguar Wright.
Yeah. Child, have you heard her grievances that she had up in the J?